you ever wonder why vacation or hotel sex seems to be so much more accessible than when we're at home? Right? It's a very real phenomenon that being able to get turned on and in the mood on vacation is very differently than at home. Now, the most obvious reason is we are consciously relaxing. We're consciously putting down the to-do list and saying, I am making space to get out of my head, to relax, to put down the to-do list. Now, unfortunately, we can't all go on vacation or rent a hotel room every week. So how do we do that in our everyday life? In this video, we are going to talk about how to relax, how to get out of your head, how to put down the daily stresses and the to-do list so that getting in the mood doesn't feel like an impossible task and a chore. Welcome, my name is Janelle Fraser, and my partner and I struggled with intimacy for over a decade. And now I'm the creator of the Intimacy Revival Method from everything that I've learned. On this channel, you are going to discover the lifestyle changes, the sex tips, the relationship work, the inner healing required to revive the intimacy in your relationship and deepen the connection in your marriage. To get the most out of this video, you absolutely have to download the 21 Ways to Relax. It is my free guide to help you get out of your head and get in the mood easier. Practical how-tos, actions you can do tonight. I spent years learning everything I could about relationships and inner healing and sex tips and communication. Like, how do I have more desire and break through the intimacy struggle in my relationship? And even with all that knowledge, it was incredibly helpful, but I was still struggling to feel in the mood. And to be honest, sometimes I still do. Here's why. This is really where my slow living, why the hell do we live like this awakening started. Because everywhere I looked, I could see how our habits and routines and lifestyles, both in my relationship and home, as well as society at large, was contributing to me not feeling in the mood and this feeling like a chore. Like, I couldn't be living in survival mode and feel turned on. I couldn't be constantly living in my head and feel pleasure in my body. At large scale, the society standards of how we live and work don't really contribute to feeling relaxed and at peace, right? We very much live in a culture that's like, fill your schedule, everyone's tired, that's just how life is. But that doesn't work for female desire. That doesn't work for female pleasure. And to me, that was a big problem. Like, why am I living a life that exhausts me, that leaves me feeling tired, that disconnects me from my body, from myself, from my partner? We were cleaning up the kitchen after supper one evening and we got talking about what would we want to do if the world was ending. And my partner says he would want to have sex. I'm like, what? Like, that would be the last thing that would be on my mind because I would be stressed, I would be overwhelmed, I'd be very much not relaxed. And those things just don't seem to matter for my partner. It doesn't really seem to matter what else is going on in our world. He can still find the desire. But I just don't work like that. And for so long, I wanted to work like that. I felt like there was something wrong with me because I wasn't working like that until I understood that as women, our ability to relax and ability to get out of our head and put down all the things that we hold in life was so central to us feeling like we could get in the mood. Being tired, exhausted, struggling to relax, struggling to feel sexy, struggling to get out of our heads, put the stress down is one of the number one reasons, or headaches or pain from living in that chronic state. It's one of the number one reasons that we give for not being in the mood. So I want you to grab 21 Ways to Relax for free and start implementing it. I want you to question, why do you live a life that disconnects you from yourself and your partner? What are the habits or routines in your life that leave you drained, leave you spinning, leave you disconnected? And what about how you are currently living your life prevents you from feeling like that sensual, alive, peaceful, connected, turned on version of yourself? I've quite literally spent years auditing and editing my life, and that's really what this guide gets you to do. We audit and edit, we audit and edit to get to a place of where you can actually have a life that supports the woman that you want to be, the relationship you want to have, the level of connection, the level of turn on, the depth of intimacy. But right now, what often is happening is that we're living a life that does the exact opposite. There's a lot of talk right now around balancing the mental load, invisible labor, domestic labor, and that women would be a lot more in the mood if their partners had more balance with them. Now, I agree that that is something we should strive for, but this might ruffle some feathers. Even if everything was balanced, I still believe that women would struggle to be in the mood, that they still wouldn't be turned on like we say we will when we say to our partner, like, I'm not turned on, but if you did this, 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 and this, then I would be, or then I might be. I really don't think that's true, because I've experienced it, because I saw my partner step up and change in all of these ways and me still not be in the mood. I saw us learn the skills to make intimacy more enjoyable and the experiences that we were having more deep and more connected and like pleasurable when I was there, but I still wasn't wanting them and I still wasn't in the mood for them, or I would struggle to get there, or it would feel like a chore or this like impossibly long journey. So the reason that this is because we are so wound up so tight. We struggle to relax. We struggle to put down the to-do list. We struggle to be present and let what we've done be enough. We struggle to give ourselves pleasure when there's still more to do. My husband could literally be cutting down trees, dealing with the animals, putting the kids to bed, cleaning up the kitchen, and then jump into bed and be ready for sex. Like, that is just not possible for me. My pace is different, and I've had to learn how to adjust my life, honor my pace, and not try to live a life that makes me feel disconnected. We have to take radical responsibility for how we want to feel in life and course correct our life. It can be kind of overwhelming when we start looking at all of the things that exhaust us and disconnect us. And yes, life is going to keep happening. We do have to-dos, right? It's not like we're just going to like live like in this like turned on state all the time. Like, life is still going to happen. Your kids are still going to spit up on you. Like, someone's going to pass away. Someone's going to get sick. Like, this is absolutely life. And it's the day-to-day routines, how we do things, what's missing, what's too much, what can we stop, start, delegate. Like, these are all the questions that we ask inside of 21 Ways to Relax, as well as give you practical ways how to implement strategies as you're living your life to make sure that you're adding moments of peace and relaxation and pleasure inside of it. And we're often trying to go from like 0 to 100. 0 is like overwhelmed, can't relax, doing all the things, running around, getting it all done. And 100 is like turned on, connected, ready for intimacy with my partner. And it's like that jump at the end of a day or at the end of a week is just like, whoa, way too much. I don't have the energy or time to do that. I know for me sometimes when I'm feeling really taxed, it's like, okay, even if I want connection, it's like I don't have enough time or energy to do that journey to get here. So I'm just gonna say I'm not in the mood tonight, right? And that is a trend that I see. What has to shift inside of your life such that you live a little bit more balanced? Because then when you want to connect, that journey isn't so far, right? Instead of going from 0 to 100, maybe you're going from 50, 60, 40, 70, right? You're already at a baseline. Which is why it's really important to recognize that relaxation is not turn on, right? Oftentimes we think like, oh, I feel relaxed after my walk, or I feel relaxed after I have a bath, or I feel relaxed after someone rubs my feet. But that doesn't mean that you want to be intimate. That doesn't mean that you're turned on or that you're in the mood. So actually taking that relaxation and turning it into desire is some extra steps. But what I will say is that relaxation, that peace, is actually the foundation for turn on. And oftentimes I see people looking for like ways to get in the mood or like how to enjoy intimacy more, but the foundation is completely missing. So we do need this foundation of how do I relax? How do I get out of my head? Put down the stress, put down the to-do list. That is the foundation for women to build turn on and to be in the mood off of. When you grab 21 Ways to Relax, you're also going to get invited into a masterclass where I'm going to break down each and every one of these and how they came to be, how I implement them in my life, and how I use this and turn it into turn on. How I actually use this level of relaxation and peace that I've created in my life, and how do I jump to being turned on and in the mood from that foundation. And so you get that masterclass when you join the Intimacy Revival Diaries, which is my private community where I give you daily broadcasts and updates as to what I'm personally walking through, how I'm implementing them, stories of our past struggles and how we navigated them, resources and research that's actually going to help you with your unique situation, because a lot of the information out there does not work for the intimacy struggle. So when you join the Intimacy Revival Diaries, you're going to get the 21 Ways to Relax Masterclass, as well as all the other content that is available in there. So definitely sign up for that. It is an absolute no-brainer and you can cancel anytime. Like this video if it helped to give you a new perspective, and please subscribe to my channel so you get the next video so we can work together to help you revive the intimacy in your relationship.